Man, when it comes to the Hishaku group, man, it's hard to pick your favorite character because every time we meet someone new, you know what I'm saying, they become your favorite. And right now, Hakuta, he might be that guy. He might be that guy, yo. Let's get into the video.
I got 100 on my dash, got 200 in my trunk. Name in the grab bags for my
Y'all, we back at it with another chapter of Kagurabachi, chapter 93. We're getting closer and closer to that 100 chapter mark, and we might get an anime announcement soon, so make sure your notifications is turned on for that. In fact, go ahead and subscribe right now. You know what I'm saying? Thumb up the video, hit the hype me up button, do all that great stuff for your boy. I greatly appreciate it, man. Thank you guys, man. Thank you guys. But hey, look, I'm getting death flags. Maybe I'm the only one, but I'm getting death flags when it comes to Hakuri's character. Just the way how the Hishaku group has everything planned out. You know, they're not going to go in here with this small amount of people to take down a government organization without a plan. And it seems like everything that the heroes are doing is working in their favor. It's exactly what they want them to do. Now, I could be wrong, but that's just, you know, the way this chapter ended, it's just like, yo, Hakuri, he might get taken out. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be upset because I think he's a very dope character and I would hate to see him be taken out. But it's just everything seemed like it's lining up that way, man. And maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. You guys can let me know down below. But all in all, chapter 10 out of 10. Straight 10 out of 10. If you haven't read it, go read it. Come back. That's all I can say right now. Now, about your boy Hakuta. This dude is on a whole nother level, man. I rock with this dude. Done got his arm slashed off. You know, he got a couple bruises and scrapes, and this dude is still having the time of his life. He's having fun on this battlefield. He's laughing about everything that's going on. Like, yo, me losing a hand. I mean, shit like that happen every day. Like that's the vibe he's giving off. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. If I was on a battlefield and I see how wounded this guy is, and he starts laughing. Hey man, the fight over. I'm like, yo, you got it. Obviously, you stronger than me. You got something up your sleeve that I don't know about. I'm gonna go ahead and head that way. Now I'm gonna take down your men. I'm gonna let you know now. Any other of your people from your crew, I'm gonna take them out. But as far as you good, man. Go do what you want. That's what I would be saying, facing off against a guy laughing after taking the type of wounds that this guy's taking. But we about to get into this chapter, man. It starts off where you got all four of them standing there, man. You got your boy Yoji there. You got Yura there, you got Hokuta, he's there as well, and Natsuki, they're all there looking at one another. And then you have this moment where Natsuki like looks and he says like, yo, excuse me, like what are you laughing for? Because Hakuta, he's just laughing back to back, like just laughing. And you even have it where Yura's telling him like, yo, chill out, man. Hey, look, man, you acting these guys on, chill out, stop laughing. And then you have it where Natsuki, he looks at everybody and says, hey man, are we not using sorcery abilities right now? Hey, like, what's going on? Because as far as I know, I thought we could. I'm the only person who used a sorcery ability. Nobody else used one. What's going on? Then he even looks at Yoji like, yo, Yoji, what's going on? Hey, look, bro, what's going on? He's like, what's the problem? Like, and then you have Yoji replying by saying like, yo, hey, look, man, it totally slipped my mind. I haven't fought in 18 years. So I'm a bit rusty. It didn't even occur to me to use it. But at the same time, you might look at that at him being rusty, but I look at it like him being just so confident in his swordplay skills that, you know what I'm saying, using sorcery, hey, I mean, if eventually, you know what I'm saying, like that's just how good he is. That's how I'm looking at it. And then you got Yoji saying like, yo, my bad, you know what I'm saying? And of course you got Natsuki looking at him like, yo, are you stupid? Like, how could you forget that in battle? Like, how? Next thing you know, Hakuta, he goes to say like, yo, apologies, man, you know, for not making that an option. I figure you might be scared if I used it, especially with you using your electrical leak stuff. And he's pretty much making fun of your boy Natsuki. And then you have it where Natsuki's looking at him like, yo, I'm not gonna let that comment slide. I'm not gonna let it get away. Hakuta saying like, yo, but you shouldn't have worried, you know, your sword play is actually quite beautiful. Like he winks his eye at him again. Another situation where I would have been out of there. I'm not doing this, man. I'm not fighting these type of people, man. Dude missing an arm and he winking at me, talking about my sword play is beautiful. I'm gone. I'm gone. I don't know what's up with this dude. Like, yo, commend, you know, shout out to them for being warriors. I'm gone. I'm gone. But anyway, you got it where Natsuki says like, yo, all you guys could go to hell, man. And you have it where they're looking at one another. Now, I'm not sure who's the one saying this, but they're having like an inner monologue. I want to say it's Yoji. I could be wrong, and it could be Natsuki, but you have it where they're looking at their opponents, and they're looking at Yura. You have it where they say this guy isn't much of a master swordsman, but his body is in peak form. Like, yo, this dude is like an acrobat the way he's moving. And he says, like, yo, his sword play is inconsistent, but he still gets plenty of blows. And he says, as for the other guy, referring to Hakuta, saying, like, yo, as for this guy, we don't know the depths of his true skill, with the sword. He's still holding back. He seems more interested in savoring the duel than killing us. It's kind of creepy. And then you have it where, Hakuta goes to speak and he says, we've got some nice injuries going, fellas, like referring to everybody. Then it goes to Yoji. She says, but the real reason these guys can go all out like that, is because how strong they are. They weren't bluffing back then when they said how skilled they were and how they took out Chihiro's father, as well as the previous bearer of the Cloud Sword. And you have it where Yoji says, like, fighters with these skills are far and few in between. Next thing you know, everyone's looking at their injury. Hakuta says, injuries are good. The pain give you adrenaline rush. It sharpens your focus. And you have it where he's laughing again, and he looks like he's on some type of drug, but that's just how in tune to the battle he is. And then you have it where they say, we're nearing the climax now. I'm glad everyone is still going strong. When the first guy dies, let's take a little break. The fact that he says when the first guy died, we're going to take a little break. Obviously, whoever the first guy who dies, his partner is going to die eventually, because it's going to be 2-on-1. But then you have it where your boy Yura says, like, yo, hey, you might be running your mouth a bit much. He says, I'm done talking. Then you got this amazing panel where all four of them have their swords drawn and they're looking at one another. Oh, this panel is so beautiful. Kagurabachi with the panels, man. Next thing you know, they all clash, and it looks like your boy Yoji is going for Yura, and then it looks like your boy Hakuta is going for Yoji, but at the same time you got Natsuki going for Hakuta. Like, yo, it's just amazing how this panel looks, and everybody's like blocking and parrying everyone's swords at the same time. Amazing panel. But you got it where they're clashing. Next thing you know, it jumps to the underground level 5, and you see that the rest of the Hishaku group are just making their move, trying to advance to the master sword bearer. And you got it where this one guy, he makes his mouth into a giant dog, it looks like, and it seems as if he's eating the people that work for the government. Then you have the girl show up. I believe her name is Urain, if I'm remembering correctly, but you have her show up and she uses her sorcery ability. Now, I want to say it looks like ice, but at the same time it could be fire, but I'm gonna just say it's ice. But you see her freezing some of the government soldiers as well, and you got her complaining, saying, like, yo, these guys aren't that tough. I would thought they would have been a lot stronger. Then you got the guy who looks like Best Genius. I want to say out the group, we still don't know his name. We don't know the guy who could use like the wood sorcery ability with the hat, and we don't know the guy that they labeled as the strongest. We don't know his name as well. Oh, did they say his name as well? Nah, they didn't say his name either. So those are the only 3 warriors we don't know their names. But the guy who looks like Best Genius from My Hero, he says, like, yo, it's not that these guys are weak, it's just that you guys are a lot stronger than, the average person. Next thing you know, you got the guys constantly eating people with the dog mouth, and he says he's got to eat them to store up energy. They're not really that strong, but strong foes are coming, so he wants to store up on as much energy as he can. He can't use his powers if he doesn't eat people, which I'm very curious what his ability is, because you would think it would be the dog eating ability, but apparently that's just something like small and compared to what his actual power is. But anyway, you got it with a girl, Uran says, like, if you keep eating all these people, you're going to be like last time and get sleepy. So I imagine if he eats too much, he gets sleepy and pass out. That might be his drawback. Well, anyway, they show more people, government officials show up, and they're ready to take down the intruders. You got this one guy saying, like, yo, to minimize losses, I'm going to go in alone. Once you get the opportunity, blast me away with him. So it seems like this guy's willing to sacrifice his life to take down the Hishaku group, you know what I'm saying? And that's pretty bold. That's badass. But next thing you know, it jumps to Hakuri as well as Kiri as they're running down the hallway trying to get to the Swordmaster's sword. And that's when they run into Azami as well as the big shot dude. I can't think of his name. The little guy with the white and black hair. I can't think of what his name is. But you got it where they, pretty much Azami is apologizing for having them go through all this trouble. And you got Hakuri saying, like, yeah, everyone fought so hard to protect me. Let's get to the enchanted blade so that I could put it in my storage storehouse. And that's when you have the old guy pretty much saying like the fact that this small group ran into this organization with hopes of, you know what I'm saying, getting the enchanted blade as well as the sword, or getting to the sword master as well, shows that these guys are pretty powerful. They wouldn't do something that dumb. They've been very calculated up until this point, and they wouldn't make such a small mistake. But then you have it where he even goes to say like, when we retrieved the enchanted blade back, you know, the sword master's sword, we made sure that it was nothing, you know, nothing out the ordinary wrong with it, and we sealed it back up. But the fact that these guys are invading this area means that something could be wrong. Next thing you know, the final panel shows up where you got Hakury looking at the enchanted blade, and you see that it's not sealed up anymore. It looks like as if the seal was broken. So maybe they put some type of sorcery ability on it that had like a time lag where it would activate and shatter the you know, the seal that was wrapped around it at a certain amount of time. I'm not sure, but that's why I said it feels like Hakury may be the one to get taken out. Like he may take this sword into his storehouse, and that might be their actual plan, and it might be the end of Hakury for doing something like that. Now I could be wrong, but that's just the vibes I'm getting after reading this chapter. You guys can let me know how y'all feel down below, and if y'all like this video, thumb it up, please subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll catch y'all in the next one, man. Peace.